Hello Australia, welcome to My Millennial Money Express. I'm Glenn James, and thank you if you are watching on YouTube. It's great to be looking down the barrel of the camera at you. We're doing a lot more on YouTube now, so we're having a lot of fun. Now, I got an anonymous voice message, okay? And if you do have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to reach out in the Facebook group or via Facebook Messenger and let us know and send us a voice message, because it just makes it a lot more dynamic and fun. So let's have a listen to this anonymous message.
Hi guys. First of all, thanks for the really great content over the last few days. The show has been super helpful in keeping me anchored in my values during these really stressful times. I'm actually looking for a bit of anonymous advice regarding a financial kind of curveball that I've gotten in the last few days. I've just come into some very unexpected money in an inheritance, about $10,000, which is of course a phenomenal blessing at a time like this, especially because I'm seeing lots of people around me that are in a bit of expected financial hardship at the moment, so I'm not really sure who to go to. A bit about me, I'm 24, I live with my partner and one mischievous little puss, and I'm working full-time in the film industry. Now, because of listening to you boys and gals over the last year, I've already got an emergency fund set up, and I'm also lucky enough to be in a theoretically stable job during this time. I can't actually envision needing any of this money in the next few years, touch wood, of course. My first thought was probably to invest this money to just see a little bit of growth over that time. But because of the period that we're in at the moment, I'm just not sure if that is a good idea or if I should be waiting until the market isn't so turbulent. I've already got about 5,000 saved up in a micro investing app, so that's what I was thinking of doing. But again, just looking for some advice about this, because I think the situation just makes it a bit more hard to navigate at the moment. But thanks so much to everyone at My Millennial Money. I hope everyone doing the show and listening is keeping really healthy and trying to keep happy during these really stressful times. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so an unexpected little surprise. That was a nice surprise to get, and I'm sorry if it was a loved one that passed, rather than a random stranger who wrote you in to their will. But I think we should just first and foremost step back and have a look at the situation. Number one, I'm no longer a financial advisor licensed, so I can't give anyone specific personal advice anymore. So I'm going to answer this in the way as to what I would do with the money, okay? So if I was to receive an inheritance, I'm not doing anything with that money for probably at least 6 months, okay? Whether that is 10,000, as you said, or if I received 500,000. Because it was unexpected, and that's the thing. When things are unexpected, it can catch us by surprise and we think we have to do something straight away. But I think it's okay if I was to receive that money, would be to just park it on my online savings account and just forget about it for 6 months, okay? And then what I'd probably do is think, well, I've got my emergency fund, which means I've probably got no consumer debt. So in a good financial position, okay? So what about we start to dream, like what are the goals that we have to achieve, or what do we want to achieve? If I was in the film industry, particularly at this time, so forget if we're putting the money on ice for 6 months and it was burning a hole in our pocket to do something with or to invest. I mean, with all this COVID and the shutdown stuff going on, we could be in 6 months of uncertainty. So if I was in the film industry and I got 10 grand, I'd probably just keep it as a cash buffer anyway, just in case. So not putting it to work straight away. I'd wait until we're out of this COVID-19 situation. And if you thought 19 was big, wait till COVID-20. It's going to be a banger. So that was a joke. Don't email me. So yeah, I think it's okay just to press pause. One, because we're in COVID and, there is so much uncertainty. And if I was in the film industry, I mean, they could shut down a set next week, okay? And who knows? I mean, I think there's a Stephen King film still being filmed just north of Sydney in a cornfield. Like, that's still operating, but things are going to be disrupted, okay? So I would totally be okay in this climate not doing anything till we're through it. And by the way, that kind of means anyway that when we're through this in 6 months, the money would still be there and you could actually start to think about what you're going to do with it. So I believe with investing, we don't want to put that money into a share portfolio or in our micro investing apps or whatever if we're going to need to withdraw that money within 5 to 7 years. There's just no point, because as we've seen, markets can fall off a cliff. So they can just be a yo-yo, up and down, up and down. And if you are looking to save for a house, you don't want that money invested to have to pull it out in 2 years' time to put towards a house deposit. That's if a house deposit is your goal. So I think it all comes back to what's your goals. And if you don't know what your goals are, I'll just spend some time really working out what they are first before you pull the trigger. And that might mean a clarity call with John Pidgeon. He can, you can bounce your situation off him just to get some clarity. It could be just doing, I know James Millard from Sufficient Funds, one of our advisors on our preferred panel who advertise with us. I mean, he does a defined sufficient session. So I think if you're not clear on your goals, and that's for anyone listening, you need to just get clear on your goals. And if in doubt, don't do anything. That's what I would do. So thank you so much for sending that through. And if you do want to send in any other video questions, we can certainly have a chat about them. Hey, thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.